Hello, 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 beauties, and welcome, welcome, welcome to Meet the Speakers Week. And today we have the amazing Lou-Anne Marine, who is the goddess of purpose and passion. She is all more formally known as the chief goddess of Goddess on Purpose. She is a master hand analyst. The amazing. And I'm just going to shut that window down.
Got it, Joe. You said the word.
There we go. I'm going to do that bit again. And where was I? Chief goddess of Goddess on Purpose, master hand analyst, and divine business mentor. Welcome, 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 Lou-Anne. Yes.
Yay. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. Lovely ladies. I'm so honoured to be here. It's such a treat to always speak to you, Joe, and be involved in this amazing experience.
And I'm just so I was just having a chat to Lou before we went live. How amazing. And I think I've said this, I may have said it to Sondra yesterday as well. Just our team of speakers and the beautiful synergy that's being created, and how honored and how appreciative I am to have, women such as Lou-Anne and a whole array of amazing women. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for, first of all, making the time to come in today to meet everyone in the group and just to be part of this exciting event that's happening on the Gold Coast from the 11th to the 12th of March. Just in case you haven't seen that, the Worthy, Wealthy, Wise Woman event happening on the Gold Coast. So yeah, amazing to have you here, Lou. And Lou is an absolute expert in purpose. She is the goddess of purpose and passion. So tell us about that, Lou. Let's have a conversation. Let's have a juicy conversation about purpose and passion, and perhaps start with what you think is the biggest challenge when it comes to women finding, searching, feeling, however you want to describe it, their purpose.
The biggest challenge, thank you, Joe, for that. The biggest challenge in them finding it, in women, so I always go back to what was challenging for me.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's challenging finding it. I think it's challenging coming to the point where you want to find it. Yeah. And also I want to reword that. I always say we are always in our purpose. Like, we're born with it's not a destination that we arrive at, it's the journey. Yeah. But for me, it was coming to a point where there's got to be more. Where if there's more, I want more meaning in my life. And that is a big challenge to actually face up to. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, absolutely. It's like, it is a big journey, isn't it? So tell us a bit about your journey, and why did you what made you sort of suddenly think there's got to be more? Like, were you just feeling like, maybe a bit like I was too, and I think a lot of women, I think all women can relate to this. There's got to be more than just going through the motions. Yeah. There's got to be more to reignite that juiciness, that passion. I call it that deliciously divine amazingness.
Yeah, and I think as well, if we're talking spiritually, before I got into discovering my purpose and what it was. So I mean, on a soul level, I knew, but I didn't have courage. And this is one of your favorite words, right? We talked about this when we were doing the messaging, and it's like, my life was pretty good. I was back then, had a successful business, and and my ex-husband, we were traveling. There was all kinds of things. There was lots of excitement. And then I wanted to leave the business and express express my purpose in another way, working with women, doing the goddess work, teaching hand analysis, and really, helping them own the purpose, right? And so it was just I think when, also, I was watching, who was it? I can't remember YouTube, but he was a master in happiness. He's like, we never find happiness. Like, let's be happy, right? It's like we're always searching outside of ourselves. Yeah. So I think that kind of brought me back to that point. I'm like, what gives me more joy? What gives me joy now?
Yes.
Right? Or if there's something, what am I missing here? And so, yes, we go on our search, and there's always a progression when we're on this journey, and we try this and this and this, and it's like, do you know what? What if my purpose is actually working as a checkout lady, and every person that comes through, I'm actually making their day so much better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it doesn't have to be this huge thing,
No.
and it can be, and it is for many, but it's like it's the simple things. After 12 years of being on this journey and doing big things, I'm like, do you know what? We're here to serve others, and in that purpose,
Well,
let's make it fun. I need to have that's why your event's going to be so amazing, because it's not only very deep in an experience, it's going to be fun. And I think after what we've been through, we need fun and connection.
oh,
Does that make
we
Yeah.
so need fun and connection, and it's so time, and there's all these sort of beautiful overlaps of conversation this week about truth
Yeah.
and expression, about healing, about purpose, about passion, about courage, and all these juicy, amazing conversations. Ladies, can you imagine 2 days of this? Like already this beautiful array of speakers you have already met, including the gorgeous Luann, and it's like that's what it's going to be like for 2 days. Exactly what you just said. And like this, and I keep saying, people laugh at my terms, but this collectiveness of deliciousness. And you know what? I say that with passion.
Yeah.
And you're so right. And what Sondre and I spoke about yesterday was the feeling. And that's exactly what you're saying. It's not about I've got to find my purpose. It's like how bringing that joy in, bringing that bliss in, and I get women to write up their joy list. And that's what our purpose is, isn't it, really? If we want to just put it in, it's so waking up, reignite it, reignite. Like I get excited to get up.
Yeah.
Like I might even be not feeling physically well, but I have reignited, and that passion within me. So how do you think that women can do that? Like if they're sitting in that, I suppose it's sort of like that awareness to begin with, isn't it? But it's sort of becoming more conscious, because you make the point that women it's not about wanting to find it. They realize that there's more. So then what is your advice to a woman who's going, well, what's next?
Yeah, and I think the word, when you're saying that, Jo, the word that comes up for me, and definitely is longing, right? It's like, what am I longing for here?
Yeah.
And again, because there's all different things inside, and we've all been, there's different beliefs. We've got to work through those beliefs. We've got to find what our values are, and then put it into our purpose, and we express it. But it's, I think, to go quiet, because I know for me, I'm always, I want to do so many things. And then sometimes if I'm not burnt out, but I'm like, my head's full, I need to go quiet.
Yes.
And I'm not a great journaler. I go and walk on the beach now that I live over here, but I'm like, just listen to the quiet voice.
Yeah, because sometimes as women, that is I love it. These are just gems that you're saying, Lou, because as women, and I know, because I'm like an action taker and I'm a go-getter.
You are.
And I work a million miles an hour sometimes. But you know what? There I also have, and I'm also, because I'm a self-love coach, I'm a very big advocate for self-care. I take time every day to meditate, to slow down. I have to, because my brain, and I think a lot of women are just so busy, just getting, so much done.
Yeah.
In all areas of our lives, we're busy women, and we need to take that time to reflect, to contemplate, to just be quiet. And whether it's like you walking on the beach, or whether it's journaling, or for me, it's meditating every single day, even if it's for 15 minutes, to come back to our heart, to our soul, listen to the whispers of our heart and soul, because that's when we're going to actually really, because everything we need is within us, right?
It is, and it's such a cliche, but it is very true. But if you're saying that to somebody who's going in a massive, what we call in my word, crisis of meaning, so everything's within you, is that going to be supportive for them, right? But we know that, but it's like sometimes you've got to hit the ground and just go, right, I surrender. You get to this point, and I'm saying surrender because I'm putting my hands up when all the information's here. It's like, have a look, girl, but you're not going to want to look, because sometimes you just have to have that quiet time, and it's okay. And I think you use it, one word that really triggers me is the word busy. I'm busy, and I've said it to you, I'm like, oh, Jules, and it's like, let's own this and just say it's a choice. I'm at choice being busy. I don't have to do this, right?
No. Right? And I love being busy.
No, I'm just saying, I always say back, I'm like, I am too, like, where do I want to put my attention here?
Yeah.
Like, what am I longing for? It's like, yeah. And there's that feminine, that feminine grace to do that, but it also needs that masculine action taking to make it.
Yeah.
So it's the whole balance. Like, I get really, I don't know, I don't want to get on my high horse here, but this whole powerful women, yes, we're powerful, but so are our men. Like, let's look after them. Don't, we've taken their balls away almost. I know why I'm going there, Joe, but it's like they support us, and women support women, men support men, and there's this imbalance here. But we're all both of the energy, so that's what makes our purpose come true and shine. Like, let's all shine on each other, right?
But a beautiful, powerful woman will have that balance, that queen energy will have that balance of the feminine and the masculine, and honor men as well. And I spoke about it in my book. I said, look, with what I've been through with relationships, we're not going there, that's a whole other conversation. All men aren't bastards. Just because you might have been through trauma and some abuse, there are amazing, it's the same with women, like it's the same with humans. There are amazingly beautiful, incredible people out there. And it's about our energy as well, and what we're attracting, and learning our lessons, and raising above, and raising our vibration, and learning, and just keep lifting as well. But I want to talk about, we could talk about so many things, and you know how passionate I am about passion.
That's so funny. I pulled a card today just before I got on, and I got pleasure. I went, there's Jojo. There's Joe. There's Joe.
Pleasure. Yes, I'm a bit of a pleasure goddess, but I want all women. I want all women, and you do too, because you're all about purpose. You're all about purpose and passion and pleasure and all the P words. You've even got a whole deck of cards about those. And pleasure, like all women to feel pleasure in all ways. And I think you have said, you've knocked it on the head, that what are you longing for? What is bringing you joy? What is going to light you up? I say reignite, however you want to put it. If you're listening to this, ladies, pop it in the chat. What are you longing for? What brings you joy? And do more of that. It doesn't have to be the big purpose of, of writing a book, or, speaking on stages, or running these big events, which is part of my purpose. I know that it's a deep calling, and we're going to talk about how I really started to align with my purpose as well in a sec, Lou. But I want, I just want women to realize that, like Luann said, it doesn't have to be this big thing, because some women they get into their head and they go, I don't know what my purpose is. And then they start beating themselves up like, I don't know. And it's like, just be happy. Maybe that, like you said, give to other women, other people. I deal with women. I work with women. I do say women, but give to humanity. Give back as much as you can. Share your love. Share your light. Share your inspiration. And maybe that's a big purpose, isn't it?
It's huge. Yeah, it is. And we've got to come again. All the cliches. But sometimes it feels like, our oxygen mask on first, right? Fill ourselves up. Then we can serve with joy. And also, it depends. I don't want to go to hands, but it just depends which school you're in. Yeah, which school you are into, which way you'll go first. But it is, I think we're all just trying to walk each other home. Right? Yeah. We're a soul. We're a soul in this avatar right now. It's like, I see you. And be playful with it. But also know it's not just all unicorns in that. We have our challenges so we can grow. God, yeah. That's the point.
It's the light and the shade. It's the dark and the light. If you don't know the dark, you don't know the light, and vice versa. Yeah. And I think that all of us in some way, shape or form, the last 2 years have had to do some shadow work, because if you didn't consciously know, some of us had hit us in the face. It wasn't so subtle. But it's extremely refreshing when we can go through. Refreshing, it's probably the wrong word. Liberating probably is a better word, when we go through all those different layers of who we are as a woman, who we are as a person.
Definitely.
Now, hand analysis. You are a master hand analysis, so let's talk about the hands.
Yes.
Because I know it's one of your expertise. It's one of your specialties with the work that you do as well. So tell us a little bit about that, Lou.
Sure, thank you. Okay, so hand analysis, I'm going to give you the quick version. It's called scientific hand analysis, which is ancient palmistry with the latest discovery. So what's different to, well, it's not a psychic reading. It's looking at patterns. Anyone can learn it. But the difference is with normal palmistry, there's not a lot on the fingerprints. And the creator of this work, he did hundreds of thousands of hands. It's been around over 30 years. And he discovered that you could, find out your purpose in your fingerprints. And it's when I first heard that, I went, come on, like this is go on. I thought palmistry was a gypsy thing. I definitely was a gypsy in a previous life. And
oh, me too.
Totally did the wrong thing, I'm sure. So I'm going, no, you have to do it properly this lifetime. So I'm like, so you can find your personality. There's two maps, your personality and your soul map. You have to go through the personality map, which is, I need respect. I need to be seen, those kinds of things, right? We think it's ego. It's not. It's personality and behavior to get to the soul, which is in the fingerprints and all the different gift markings. I mean, it pretty much gives you a map of what you've incarnated this lifetime to do, right? And so sometimes it's like, well, this is what it is. And you are at free choice to go, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go over here. This is how I'm going to do it, right? Because it's in the fingerprints in the hand. So I hope that's made sense. I mean, it's a great tool because I think the biggest key with the hands is your life lesson.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And then we go into, oh no, and it can feel very heavy. But once we know that, we're here to flip that around. And that's, and because we become experts at it because it's our shadow, right? So bringing all those things together, and I teach other people to read hands. So I think it's a great tool.
I love all these different modalities, but in regards to getting back, and I'll talk about, there's so many different modalities. I mean, I love astrology and I love numerology, and there's so many beautiful women in our communities. You're the expert in the hand analysis. I've done a little bit of it myself, but
and Jo, they all say a very similar thing, just a different language.
Yes.
So why would we not come down with a map somewhere, right? Because there that veil goes, and we're like, I've forgotten. Like, oh no, here's astrology, here's your numerology, here's your hand analysis.
It just blends in, and it's even the cards, like it all blends in and aligns so beautifully. And I will go back to hand analysis because there are 4 schools. There are 4 main schools.
Yes.
So can you tell us what they are, and just really briefly, so we can get a bit more of an understanding of this?
Totally. So it's really important because there's 4 schools. So 3 things in the fingerprints only, and I haven't even gone gift marking. So your life school, which is your foundation. I call it your pathway, actually. So if your pathway, it really seals the pathway, and you can think of it like university, or like Hogwarts. Was it Harry Potter? They all come in and they get the sorting hat. Well, before you come down, they all go into a different school. So each school has a spiritual kind of commitment, what you've committed here to do, like this is what I want to learn. Then you have a reward for that. I'll just say reward. And then there's a core fear. There's a fear that comes up if you don't do that. So, but all of us have all of the schools, right? Somewhere in our hands, but we've come to master this one, right? Yes. So the mastery of it. So, and it reawakens, your purpose. So School of Love, here to have unconditional love others and express their feelings, right?
That's me.
That's you, right? So I'll do what they're here to do, and then what the core fear is.
Yeah.
You don't want to lose love or criticism.
No.
Worst thing ever. Okay, so they might do things so they don't. So you're here to master being emotional and vulnerable. Good luck, Jo. Right? So you have that, right? You're amazing. You do that, but it's always going to come in because what School of Love do is they connect people. Look at what you've done with this event. You want lots of people around you and to spread the love. Okay. Second one, School of Service, and there's no hierarchy in these. They're all just, it is what it is. School of Service. I'm School of Service. You're here to serve others. We are all here to serve others, but specifically the School of Service. And for them, their core fear is it not being perfect, right? High expectations because you don't want to disappoint God. and it's like there's always this push. So you're always pushing, you project your perfection onto other people, or you, right? So there's the core fear. It's not that we don't like rejection. It's like, I've got a higher power. I need to serve, so I don't know if you're resonating with this, if you're watching. School of Wisdom, right? Amazing at making decisions for others. For themselves, it's a bit tricky. Feels like, because their core fear is making the wrong decision, it feels like a life and death situation, but brilliant. They're the leaders, they're the fire energy. And like Gigi's School of Wisdom.
I know, right? Our beautiful Gigi, one of our
speakers. Yes, and it's very rare. So this is one of the smaller schools, and they just, but they can overthink sometimes, right? They just need to jump and back themselves, right? So, and then the last but not least is the School of Peace. Now, these are beautiful peace people. They're here to come and have a life in balance, right?
Yes.
Life in balance, which is kind of because they want excitement too, and they can be adrenaline and get things going, or they can be numbed out. Like they don't feel safe on the planet.
Yes.
It's a weird thing to say, but it's like, I need to feel safe. Like they'll be backed up.
I get it.
Yeah, you've got peace as well, right? Yeah. But everything's exciting. So those are the foundations. So for you, School of Peace and Love together, you're in two schools. Some people can be. It's peaceful relationships.
Hasn't that been an interesting journey for me?
Correct. I pretty much, you probably mastered that now, Jo, right?
Oh, I bloody hope so, after 57 years, darling. And after all the, I won't go into the whole love word story, but yes.
Yeah. So that's just and knowing those, I mean, it's very important. And there's much more, but just that alone, if that's all you learned, that's, good. I mean, for School of Service, for me, I over service. So it's like I do too much, and then I get pissed off.
Yeah,
right? I'll get resentful, or I'll be the selfish one and everybody else. So it's just a balance here. I'm learning to navigate. It's like, you're learning to be emotionally vulnerable and not explode or not hold your feelings in. And the School of Peace are wanting to be in the room instead of scared and running away. And the School of Wisdom are like, I can't make a decision. So it's beautiful.
It's so amazing. Thank you, Lou, for that. And I'm sure now women will understand if they've never heard of hand analysis. Just explaining the schools is juicy. And you know what? Like, that just opened up a whole new world for me personally, because it was like, the love and the wisdom and the love and the peace. So that makes so much sense to me. And I think that the women that are watching this, they will relate to one or two of those schools, definitely, even the description that you've given. And, what did you say about the peace running away and not wanting to go up? Well, that was me running away. Like, oh my goodness, speaking, public speaking, I feared it more than death.
Yeah. And so you've mastered that. You don't.
Well, I think that I'm always learning, and I still think there's a lot to learn, and I'm getting better and better. And I think that we all can. But when I must admit, I'm stubborn. It's like, I'm going to master this. I am not going to let my fears, stop me from doing my purpose, because I know that's a purpose. I knew the universe is knocking on my door. Like, I'm 57 now, and I feel like this is the best as far as coming into my purpose ever.
Totally. Absolutely. So
be patient, ladies, but hopefully you won't wait 57 years. But if you do, it's all part of our learning and our journey. But now, like, to really, really feel, and it's a feeling, isn't it? And the universe is knocking on your door, and I got this download a couple of years ago after being completely inspired by Luann, because I met Luann at an event, at her event, the Goddess on Purpose event. And I think we always go back to the date. I think you'd probably know straight off. Was it 2009?
That was 2014, 13. Was it 2009?
Oh, wasn't it? Oh, anyway, doesn't matter. I thought it was about like 8 years ago. When's that? Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, 9 years ago.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, well, I think I moved to Canberra first of all. Anyway, I'm getting confused with my dates. I often do that. But yeah, I met you at the GOP, and I was introduced to what school I was in, which was Love and Peace for me. And there's a lot of women that you are dealing with, particularly you tend to attract a lot of women that have this purpose, general purpose, but then they've got to break it down.
Yeah.
Being the author, the speaker, in
I
the
do.
spotlight, message to the masses. And that's what I found out I was.
You give me goosebumps.
And it was
Yeah.
like, oh, I've been wanting to write my book. I want to speak on stages. I go, oh God, no, I can't do that. So I just wrote the book instead to begin with. And I mean, I did sort of push myself out to do more speaking, even though it scared me shitless at times getting up there. And I go, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to do it scared. Feel the fear and do it scared. But it was through going to your event, number one, in the back of my mind, my deep subconscious mind at the time, it wasn't conscious, that I would run a big event because the universe was knocking on my door. You need to run a big event, Jo. I go, oh shit. You need to speak on stages, Jo. I'm going, oh really? Far out, universe. You have to. Can you give me anything else that's even more scarier? Like really? And then it was like the book as well. So it really helped me, and I'm using me as an example, not because I don't want to make this all about me, but it's like it's such a beautiful example of going to your event, realizing what my purpose was, because that just clicked with me. And it's not going to click with everyone, I know, but it's so clicked with me. And you must have seen other women over the years when you've told them what their purpose is and worked with them and seen them really, really step into that. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I love that. And I think, well, because this is my purpose as well, right? So we're attracting like-minded soul and sisterhood here. But I was the same, like, you know, I think there was a second event and it was your beautiful husband. I just was looking at this order came through. Like, how much time have we got, Jo? We're here for an hour.
It's okay. It's okay. No, we can be here for 20 minutes. We can be here for 40 minutes.
Okay.
Sorry, we've been 28 minutes to be precise.
Okay. So I got this somebody had booked in for this ticket, and it was Roger Word, Roger, and I'm like, why are you? Anyway, he contacted
Who are you and why are you coming? You're a man and I don't know you.
But I actually let men come to mine, and you remember there was a beautiful handful, and I love that. It was a great balance, but it's designed for women, so we don't, they can come. So I'm like, oh, and then he said, oh, this is for, and it was so beautiful, so beautiful. Now I've forgotten the question. What was it about why I attract people like that, or the event? Oh, sorry, no, I know where I'm going. So that was my second event. I put the first one up in Gold Coast from Melbourne. I didn't know anybody. I had 500 people on my list. I had no idea, and I just went blindly into it because it was my purpose.
Yes.
Yeah, and I just went, oh, this can't fail or whatever, not knowing. So there's a beautiful piece. It's when we start to get into this bit, we start to, that can't happen, that can't happen, that can't happen.
It's that, and sorry, Sondre mentioned it yesterday. It's that, what is it? The syndrome. When you don't think you're good enough.
Not enough, so not enough.
Imposter syndrome.
Yes, and that's actually.
Like, who am I to run this event? Who am I? And it's like, who are we not? Like, you know, that famous, beautiful Marianne Williamson.
Williamson, my favourite ever. Yeah.
Who are we not to?
So that actually can sharpen your fingerprints.
Yeah.
So it will come up more for others and they'll have something else. So I think it has been, you know, just even you, Jo, you know, and then I started running retreats, but probably one person that comes to mind, and she came in, I met her many, many years ago. She came to the Little Goddess gatherings that I was doing, and she created these cards, right? Some oracle herself, who she's an artist, and somebody else took them and published them, or like pretty much stole her work, let's just say that. So straight away she was very guarded about coming in, and her lesson is trust, right?
Oh wow.
Yeah. So welcomed her into my house, and then she told me the story. Anyway, 6 years later I ended up working with her, and she's an amazing woman. She's created 2 more oracles. She's got 2 books coming out. She ran her first live course, right? But she was also a medium, and she was doing work before, and she used to work with children with special needs. So I'm like, just gently, okay, hear it. And that's probably one of my,
who is that? Do I know her?
Maybe you do, but so this is the thing. She's like, oh, don't use my real name. I'm like, come on, woman. Right, so there's the spotlight there, and then there's this thing, but again, we've all got to work through stuff, but she's done all this work and she's amazing. So it's just like, I think she'd be happy with, when the books come out and who, like she wants to work with special needs kids and help others and also do all this work. We all have so that was her longing. That was her longing.
Longing, yeah. It's about the longing. It's so about, I had these longings, I think, since I was a child because I was so creative. And then, shit happened, life happened. You get into well, is this all there is? When you go back to when we first started talking about this today, Lou, it's like there has to be more. You felt it. I felt it. How many women out there are going, I felt it too, or I'm feeling it. There has to be more. And it's like, that longing to, for me, it was writing. For me, it was stepping up on stages, even though it scared me. And that's why I specialize in courage, and I'm going to be talking about that. And it's a theme of our event, is stepping into our courage, for all women to step into their courage. And, it's just like, it's incredible once we actually start really reigniting that passion, reigniting who we are as a woman, and stop worrying about what everybody else is doing, because this will stop women. This will keep women smaller, won't it? What everybody else is doing, and not staying focused. When I became focused and stopped worrying and wasting my bloody energy on whether people like me or didn't like me.
School of love, Jo. That's the school of love thing, right? Remember the core thing I just said? Right. Yes.
They don't like me. They don't even like me. Never mind love me. It was like, it would hit me right here. And, being an empath, as so many women, well, we all are, I've now owned it, I could feel it all. I could feel it. And it's like, it was devastating. Plus, astrologically, I'm on the cusp of Libra. And Libra's like to be loved by everyone. They don't, oh my goodness. And it was like devastating. And now I'm working with women. I'm working with women, and you will work with women. We'll all work with women, particularly there's this team of beautiful speakers that have come together. No coincidences. We are working with women who just need to be guided and led and go, you got to step into your belief and your courage and all that juiciness that lies within each and every one of us, our beautiful gifts.
Yeah. You know what, Jo? When you're saying that, I'm thinking, God, and it's like permission.
Yeah.
When I got my hands read 13 years ago, right, I was doing my purpose, my goddess work, but I knew there was something more. And so this is the thing I say, your purpose. We know it. It's just like with hand analysis, it comes up and goes, yep, So not everybody will come to do that because they're not ready to. So when she told me what my purpose was, I went, like, first of all, I cried, and it's like, right, I'm going to do this.
Yeah, that warrior.
But I knew there was a longing in me to do these same what you're doing, and I went, yeah, it's there. Okay, cool. This is what might trip me up, but I've got support here, and the experience. So you're creating this beautiful experience for all of these women. The longing meets the experience.
Yeah.
Right? Let's just experience life. Like, that's the thing we get. And we've got practicalities. I get it. Right.
Yeah, cool.
I've been a single mum for 7-8 years now. So I get that piece, right? But it's like, there's this experience where I feel the women coming to your event are just going to, like, not just blow it up, because that's probably the wrong language, but just to be activated, to go on the next step for them, right?
Activated, reignited,
celebrated,
all those things are part of it. And I've had this very strong vision and a very strong intention for all those things, that beautiful coming together and celebrating each woman, for each woman to feel like they can just take off that bloody mask, and I mean it metaphorically, and just be who they are. Yeah. And that acceptance of who you are, and that you don't have to fit in. You don't have to fit in, like, to a certain box or, and it's just like, and you know what happens even at small gatherings and I know it's another cliche, but I'm going to use it because it's so true. When women come together in a heartfelt environment, the magic does happen. The magic
happens. Yeah.
But it has to be. I'm not saying it's going to happen in every event, but when there's that strong intention of heartfelt women coming together and so many different alliances as well. And that real respect and honoring of each woman, that is when the magic happens. It so does. So whether it's a group and circles, and we've both run circles. I started running circles after working with Luann, after going to your event. I ran my first circle. That was scary then.
Beautiful.
And then it's a progression. I mean, you've got to go at your own pace. You have to celebrate you as a woman for every part of your journey. But I can tell you now, after our conversation, it takes a bloody lot of courage to step into your purpose, because I can tell you now, when I really was feeling it, I was going, oh, like I said before, bloody hell, really? That's scary.
Yeah.
It's like, really? Can I just hide away? Can I just sort of hide away and be the introvert writer? It's like, no, Jo. It's like, maybe next life. No.
Oh, no, totally. Maybe you did that last time and then you're paying. You can do it this time. It's like, no, I get it. I totally get it. And yeah, it's I don't know. Look, people think it's a risk, but it's actually, it's a risk staying at home and doing nothing all the time. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and it's not we're not being a Debbie Downer. It's like,
no, but nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Yeah, and the women that are going to come are the ones who need to come. Right, they'll feel it, and you cannot commit. Like, I've run so many events, I'm like, oh, I know she's going to come, and it's like every excuse. I'm like, okay, next time. It's like magnetism. They'll come, they'll be attracted to this.
And you know what? I always trust that the right women are going to be in that room, and the right women. And I feel, and maybe I am a born optimist, but I feel within. I just feel it. Like I am, extremely intuitive, and I think you're probably feeling it, and a lot of the speakers are feeling it, because you all said yes. So thank you so much, because all this beautiful collective energy is going to make it spectacular. And I can feel it. Like, women are going to come in, and there'll be the music. I love the music too. And then there'll be this beautiful, Lou Vanstone will start with this beautiful sound healing. And I think and you'll be at this table of 7 women, 6 other women. There'll be tables of 7. There'll be all this beautiful energy around, and women will go. It's sort of like I can feel this sense of, I'm here and I'm in the right place. And I'm so glad I'm here. I can feel it. And it just about brings tears to my eyes, because I can already feel it and see it.
Me too. Yeah, when you're saying that, it's already been done. And I always say that, it's like, we've already done this. We've done this many lifetimes together.
Yeah.
So it's when you said, I'm coming home, like I'm coming home. So thank you, Jo, for putting this on.
Thank you. Thank you for your amazingness and your energy to, like I said, it's a whole collective of this beautiful energy coming together. Now, let's wrap this up a little bit. But I mean, like I said, purpose, passion.
Yes.
Some such juicy conversations this week. You are offering a prize. You're offering
I am. Yes. So I've got these beautiful, like this is my, I went, I've got to go and get one. But so there is 2 oils here missing, right? You'll see that. But these are actually a beautiful set of oils. You can pop them in your purse. Each one relates to a goddess and a chakra in your system. And so that's what I'm giving. And there's a little mini course. So whoever wins this, I've got a mini course. So it shows you how to use them and relating to them. And yeah, so I've got that there too. But I just thought, when we are on purpose or getting or experiencing, we're always on purpose. But some days we need a little lift up. Right, so you just dig deep into your oils and pull out the color, smell it, and put it on, and then you're good to go. That's my wish for the woman who's going to have these. So, and
yeah. I might say that you actually created their oils.
Yes,
oils. Oils. You created the oracle cards. You created the oils. Yes. You're doing some beautiful creations. The cards, I love the cards. I've been using those for many years now, and the oils. I was first introduced to those probably at your event, your big first event that I went to 9 years ago. So that's the prize today, ladies. So if you've already come into the group and you're already commenting, you're already in the daily prize. So you go into the draw like every day for the last, since I started the launch on the 1st of August. Oh my goodness. You will be eligible to go and win those beautiful goddess oils. And thank you for donating those too.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome.
Now on the topic of prizes, I do have to remind any of the women that are listening that I think I've got about 5 other opportunities. If you get on and book your ticket, you can go into, and you're one of the first 15 women, you'll go into the draw to win the major prize of 2 nights in a 2-bedroom apartment at the Q1. It's specifically for the woman who actually wins this. It's not transferable, and it's to be utilized whilst you're at the event. And it's worth over $1,000. So it's like, be an action taker. Like, if you're sitting on the fence, you have got to, and you go and book your ticket today, you've got a 1 in 15 chance of winning your accommodation for 2 nights. So it's a pretty juicy prize. So I wouldn't be delaying. And you know, like, there's five opportunities left, and I think they might sell today, to be honest.
Why not? Yes.
So why not? So
it's amazing. Are you doing? No, are you doing that? No, that's later. Yeah.
I'll draw it when we've got the 15 women that have actually, and I'm going to do it live.
Wow.
I'm going to go live. It's a major prize. I haven't been doing the prize draws live.
Yeah.
I've been doing it with an app, and I'll go live and do it because I think that's a pretty exciting prize to win. So you've got to be in it, as they say in the classics, you've got to be in it to win it. So I am just so excited. And I want to thank all the women that are coming in, all the women that are engaging. And we, as in the collective of amazing speakers, we cannot wait to see you on the Gold Coast on the 11th and 12th of March. Thank you, Lou, for coming in today. I am so honoured, and it's an absolute delight to have you in today and be one of my speakers. Thank you. Thank you.
Lots of love, everyone. See you there. See you in March.
Much love. Many blessings. Bye for now.